What is up, 100x builders? We are going beyond vibe coding and building actual systems that scale with absolutely no coding knowledge required. In this week's bulletin, we have a 600,000 person tech giant that just told us that the real money in AI isn't the code, a skill that gets people to actually say yes to your ideas, a prompt that makes the AI attack its own answer before you trust it, the 5 weak spots in Claude Code, and why chasing all of them is a trap, and a browser tool that changed my mind. So let's get into it. First up, the biggest tech company you might never think about, TCS, employs about 593,000 people. Now, last week they announced their hottest new role, and it's not coder. It's the forward deployed engineer, which is a technical person who moves inside your business to build and run the AI right where the work actually happens, instead of from some vendor's office halfway across the world. Now, they're building a force of up to 8,900 of these people, a mix of new hires and reskilled staff, about 1 to 1.5% of the whole company. And in the same breath, they announced around 12,000 layoffs. Put those two numbers next to each other, and the message is loud. Fewer people writing code in a silo, more people embedded where the business runs. Their CEO said it plainly: the edge isn't cost, it's deep knowledge of the client's business. Now, here's how I think about this. The software is just the toolkit. A plumber shows up with a bag of tools, but nobody's paying for the bag. They're paying for someone who knows exactly which tool to use in this house for this problem. The value moved off the code and onto the judgment, understanding the workflows, the people, their roles, and leading them through the change. And that last part, being the leader who guides people through the change, is the single most valuable thing any builder can do right now. So here's your move. Next time you build something with AI for a team, don't open with the tech. Spend your first hour mapping how the humans actually work today and who's nervous about the change. Lead the people through it first, then the tool lands. Our feature of the week for our 100x members is Presentation Advisor. Now, here's why it matters. You can build the smartest system in the building and still watch it die in a conference room because nobody could follow why it mattered. Honestly, translating your work into a story that stakeholders will actually buy is the single hardest thing in this whole job. Harder than the data modeling, harder than the configurations. Presentation Advisor is the fix for this. Point it at any talk or deck, and it structures and pressure tests your message using Patrick Winston's communication framework, the legendary MIT professor who taught how to speak. Open with a promise. What will they walk away with? Sequence the middle so each part earns the next. And land the close. It coaches your structure and delivery. It doesn't spit out slides for you. Just say, "Help me with my deck," and it wakes up. So before your next pitch, run your outline through it and make it tell you where a listener gets lost. Fix that one spot that's usually the difference between a nod and a "let me think about it." This week's prompt is what I call the failure checklist. Every good executive team already does this. Before you commit to a plan, someone in the room tries to tear it apart. My point is that the same stress test should happen with everything you do in AI almost every single time. That counterpoint is not optional. So instead of asking AI to do your task, first ask it a smaller, sneakier question. How could a good-looking answer to this still be wrong? Make it hunt its own failure modes. Then, and this is the part that people skip, you are the decision maker. You look at the risks it surfaced, and you judge how likely each one is and whether it's worth doing something about. The AI finds the ways it could fail. You ultimately make the call. The full prompt is in the written bulletin over in the school community. Make sure you paste it in before any task that actually matters. Turn its answers into a quick checklist, then check the real output against it. 90 seconds up front beats a confidently wrong deliverable. Now the hot topic for the week. Claude Code has 5 well-known weak spots: video, research, memory, front-end polish, and token cost. And there's a whole cottage industry online spinning up tools to patch every one of these. Now, here's the trap. You can go down that rabbit hole forever, install all of it, and come out with a Frankenstein setup and no more actual work done. And now here's the rule that cuts through it all. Claude Code on its own, out of the box, works. It just doesn't scale. So don't shop for tools, shop specifically for your gap. Push Claude Code as far as it goes on the work you're actually doing, find exactly where it breaks, then go get the one thing that fixes that break. If you're building landing pages, you want a front-end polish tool. Cranking out video, something built for video. Memory, for the record, is why our whole operating system exists. I've tried every memory tool out there and nothing has even come close. And I'll be the first to switch the day that something actually beats it. So this week, I want you to pick the one task that Claude Code fumbles the most for you, say the gap out loud in one sentence, then find the one tool that closes it and ignore the other 40. The community's got the full list of the granular installs, so go check it out over in school. Last one, a tool that actually changed my mind this week, Dev Browser. Most tools that let an AI use a browser work by taking a screenshot and guessing where to click. Slow, and it misses. Dev Browser from Sawyer Hood, the guy behind Draw UI, does the opposite. It drives a real browser through code against the page's actual structure instead of pixel guessing. That makes for a far more predictable situation, which is exactly how you want a tool behaving when it's clicking around live websites. Now, my deeper point on this still stands. I'm not handing web browsing fully to an agent. The sweet spot is having it check its own work, log live into a dashboard and confirm a form actually submitted, that the record really saved, or drive the browser for you when you're away from your desk, and that's the only way to get the work done. Now, this thing installs as a first-class Claude Code skill. The exact command is in the written bulletin in the community, so after your next automation writes something to a web app, have Dev Browser log in and confirm the change is really there. Now, trust, but verify, and let the tool do the verifying. So that's all for now. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe. And if you want access to the exact operating system I talked about today and the one that I run my businesses on, definitely check out our builder community in the link below.